This episode of The General's Gentleman is sponsored by Ashes of the Singularity. Take control of epic battles in a massive scale RTS where you control thousands of units. With up to 14 players per game, it's the biggest RTS to date.
Welcome to The General's Gentleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Dawn of War 2. Got a fun game for you today on the Forge map. VindicareX will be spawning in as Warpy Warp Elder.
Warpy Warp. I thought you were going to say War Boss, so it was a little bit misleading there with the war sound. And his opponent, ManOfFaith, is going to be the Orc player, the War Boss, that is. But he actually has quite a nice helmet. Isn't that a nice... I can't really see it. Come on.
Alright,
here we go.
turn this way. Not a bad helmet, I suppose.
Would you wear that helmet?
He seems a bit shy, though. He's turning away from the camera.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to start chatting about his fashion sense. War bosses tend to be very...
very sensitive.
Very sensitive people.
Very,
yeah, exactly.
very modest.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take selfies unless there's makeup on.
Exactly. That's exactly right, for
And the makeup that the War Boss wears is, dead Eldar smeared on his face. The blood of the puny Eldar. I just love how the War Boss and the Warp Spiders are the complete two opposites as far as heroes are concerned.
Yeah. The War Boss, the Warp Spider is very confident in his fashion sense. He knows what he's wearing. He's happy.
Yeah, he walks around with a certain elegance, with a certain pride.
And, in this case, he's running away with a certain elegance and a certain pride. He does not want to get in melee with a.
He's not breaking a sweat
boss,
either.
So, yeah.
You can tell that he's done this before. Anyway, we're gonna have the Sluggers getting the flame upgrade. That was a nice retreat there from the Dire Avengers. Didn't leave them in the house because it was pretty obvious that there was gonna be the Flamer eventually. And then if the Dire Avengers have to retreat through the Sluggers, through the Flamer, it doesn't end too well.
This is a very well covered and bold opening play here from VindicareX, because look at this power, bro.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, it is covering it well because he's actually holding off all these troops with not very many on his own. So it's going to start costing him power. ManOfFaith, he sees the huge power investment. He's going to get the Sluggers in range. At least one of these gens is going to go down.
So he actually cancelled his Flamer. So what he did there is he got the Flamer to clear out the Dire Avengers from that garrison, but as they retreated, he cancelled it. But let's see if they wipe this one.
Go for the melee.
Yeah, he's actually using the Fleet of Foot as well to make sure he gets within range. What?
What?
I think he misclicked on the barrels. Oh my god. He also...
That's a pretty hard throw.
Yeah, I mean, what he needed to throw was the grenade. He didn't need to throw the wipe. Yeah, I think he just misclicked that one. I thought he was going to melee.
That's what I thought as well, yeah.
There's only 24 health. I mean, the Dire Avengers should have had enough damage there to wipe that one, but oh well, it's a shame.
Mistake, but VindicareX manages to keep a hold of his power, only losing the one gen. Happy about that. Starting to invest in some more squads now and going for a Guardian weapon team.
Yeah, so there's the 2 power for ManOfFaith. Vindicare still having his 2 power after losing the 1. That's a nice nade! It was kind of a dodge. He gets in the building now. So maybe he's going to be upgrading the Flamer again. I think he's found the Rangers. Rangers don't trade very well versus Sluggers in melee.
Gonna get one shot off and then be forced to retreat. At least not dropping a model, and that's probably the main thing.
It's very important because the Rangers, like a lot of weapon teams, actually require power to reinforce. Same with when you upgrade the Scout Snipers. They then use up power to reinforce.
Sark's actually going to stick around here before warping out and going for the retreat. Both of our heroes not probably having the best of time here.
Yeah, I guess the Flamers, so the Guardians have to get out of there. But actually, we're baiting them into the Guardians weapon team. Nice play, but unfortunately Dawn of War 2 doesn't have true sight like Company of Heroes. So you see it coming and you respond. But he just, again, responds with the Guardians team and doesn't pull the Sluggers out this time around. You will have to retreat.
Finally going to pull back. If only there was true line of sight machines. So.
Yeah, it's a great mechanic. I mean, there's a lot of things we can criticize KOTU on, but that's just a great addition to the franchise.
Certainly is.
Other than that, We do have upgrades for the shooters, the knob, heavy shooters on that squad at least. We saw also the Warp Spider got the improved targeters, a very, very beneficial upgrade. Gives a huge boost in performance to the main weapon.
Huge range DPS in general here for VindicareX. The Avengers and the Rangers and the weapon team, the targeters, and it's all range damage.
Yeah. Especially if you get the heavy gate filament, but then that's a lot of more power investment, uses a lot of energy drain.
Really wouldn't surprise me if you saw a squad of the Storm Boys come up for ManOfFaith very shortly. That really should be his next investment.
Yeah,
just going for shooter upgrades.
The Rangers and the Shuriken Cannon, you're right. There's definitely some juicy targets for the Storm Boys.
ManOfFaith with a bit of banking to do, adding on his knobs first, however. Retreating now, we should find a very nice engagement next time he comes along.
I love how you can actually suppress the War Boss. Unlike the Chaos Lord. Yeah, unlike whatever the Automalius guy is called. You can't suppress him either. Got that one scumbag that doesn't get hit by the volley. Still, ManOfFaith has the VP lead.
It does. 470 VPs compared to the 391 of VindicareX. So the early power investment is now going to start paying off for him. He's going for his tier 2 already, ManOfFaith. Not really close to it. A bit of power to make up.
Yeah, having invested in a lot of upgrades. Oh, whoa, actually, the Warp Spider went down. I was going to say the Sluggers might die, but no, it was him in response, and almost getting a model there of the Rangers.
And the Guardian weapon team around. He's not going to find a nice angle here. He should be engaged upon.
Yeah. It doesn't commit to a melee there. I thought he was going to wrap around the wall. But even where he is, he's so close to getting melee. Yeah, that was a misplay. Oh no, going for the building. Okay. Can't get melee inside a house.
I'll keep that in mind. I probably shouldn't have that bat under my bed then, should I?
Yeah, if you're ever getting chased down the street, just go into someone's house. You can't get melee in the house.
Nice.
Just make sure they don't have a flamethrower,
yeah.
Else you may get flushed out.
I think it should be pretty obvious if they do have one, so...
Yeah.
Lugging that down the street.
You see a guy with a flamethrower like, oh... I think he might burn this house.
Yeah. ManOfFaith now going for the tier 2. He's a man in need of power machine. He's banked up and was a bit late.
Yeah, the Warp Spider leveled up now. So it's actually the Falcon. I'm so glad the Falcon
The changed
bubble
Falcon,
got nerfed.
yeah. The Falcon was pretty nonsense, I'll be honest. One of the very nice changes in the recent patch notes.
I think the Falcon's actually a good choice here because there's the 2 shooters, which are quite problematic. The 2 sluggers as well, and so you can just kite around. You can reinforce those scores on the field.
Have any upgrades at all on the War Boss? Nothing yet.
No, nothing yet. The problem with going for a Wraith Lord is the War Boss can actually trade pretty well if he gets those upgrades up. Plus the tank busters are quite strong versus them. But we'll be losing a couple of power, and man, maybe this one as well.
It was just added on. So.
Yeah. Players seem to always do that though. It's like they rebuild power in combat.
I mean, maybe it does take a fair bit of damage to out DPS the build time on it. So. Essentially, a mass retreat now coming out from ManOfFaith really doesn't have anything to do with the Falcon. Having to go for a War Truck as well. Still, he just doesn't have the power to invest in those Storm Boys. They would be fantastic, but he just can't get them. So.
Yeah, not with this Falcon, and with how many upgrades he had as well. I think with Storm Boys, you generally, if you're going to go them, you're going to go them pretty early on.
Yeah.
Kind of the same with Assault Marines. You don't really build Assault Marines post tier 2.
Yeah.
You build them before you hit tier 2. And the Falcon's going to be good versus the power. The War Truck on its own is very weak versus the Falcon. Needs to get something else to support him.
And it's got a Tank Busters up next. In conjunction with the War Truck. Get a bit of work done. currently going for a big flanking maneuver. It seems as though they're just dropping off squads for caps. Oh no, he's going for the power harassment. That makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, the gen trade, I suppose. Look at that. It's a nice play, actually, because he can't fight head on. Doesn't have a chance, but he can at least go for a counter attack of his own.
Falcon's going to be responding to this though, so...
Yeah, it might be worth moving the war truck out, because you can always just retreat the sluggers. But if he wraps around on his war truck, he could lose it. Oh no! There we go. He retargets it.
The war truck now going to be evacuating.
The rear armor will result in a lot of damage from the Falcon.
It's taking a fair bit there. Fire Avengers being nice and mobile, finding some good positions, and another mass retreat coming out here from ManOfFaith. Down to 313 BPs compared to the 377 of VindicareX, who currently has a triple cap on and running.
Something to bear in mind is there's actually 2 sluggers, so the repairs should be pretty decent.
Tankbusters on the field, but they're currently focusing a Warp Spider, the ideal target, and we'll have to see this war truck repaired before Tankbusters start moving out. So maybe we see... Sure. Maybe a big flank. Maybe he puts a squad of sluggers in, drops them off behind the Guardian, and then Tankbusters behind the Falcon. I'm not sure what the play is here. Falcon's actually going to be pushing in though. That could be a mistake.
Using the barrage on the Shuriken. No, actually misses it. Anticipating the Dire Avengers, I suppose.
Kind of guessing for a dodge there, a backwards dodge from VindicareX, but he doesn't go for it. He just stays still. And a Wraith Lord. Put even more pressure on.
Yeah, the Wraith Lord's going to be good at forcing ManOfFaith off, and when he has a triple cap, and he's had it for a while, that's going to be very effective.
Splitting up his anti-vehicle as well is going to be a problem. ManOfFaith has to split up, he has to go for these VPs. The Wraith Lord with one, and give the Falcon another one's going to be tough if you're going to go one squad of
So where's the Tankbusters? They're inside here. Okay. This is on the other side of the map too, so he has to be careful with how he retreats here. Oh, drops off the sluggers on top of the Guardians team. So I think he had 3 squads at the side of that war truck.
Wraith Lord has now arrived.
Yeah, so
Tankbusters managed to get the first volley off.
He actually upgrades the Shuriken cannon. I thought he'd go Brightland so he could chase down that, but he's going to get caught between the Falcon and the Wraith Lord.
Taking a fair bit of damage here, and the war truck can't really go in the wrong direction. It's going to try and maybe drop off squads here. It's facing the rear armor towards the Falcon. It's going to be dropping off the Tankbusters to try and zone away the Falcon. Now the Falcon's taking a lot of damage.
Wow, he fired through the wall there. This Falcon should probably disengage from this one.
War truck's probably going to go down. No, he focused the Wraith Lord!
Yeah, that was a bit of a misclick there, but now there's the barrage coming through. The Falcon drives right into it. Perfect hit. The Falcon goes down. There's a good trade, Falcon for the war truck. But it depends with the VPs, because they will be resuming onto the hands of VindicareX. That was a bit sloppy, I think. The Falcon shouldn't have been there. He should have just backed the Falcon away. Because he didn't have to actually win that fight, because he had the VPs.
Cannon's going to buy even more time as well.
Yeah, the Shuriken Cannon's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and the Tankbusters they have to reinforce. They're trying to run out on 2 models. They're not really going to do a lot to the Wraith Lord here. The Dire Avengers there. Pairs. War was forced off as well. Currently 2 VPs in the favour of VindicareX. He's played a pretty nuts game. Go for another war truck. I mean, yeah.
I love how even the tooltips are orky. The things that are designed to help the players. Yeah. The war truck is a very fast cart. Whereas I bet like the Falcon is a swift, nimble vehicle or whatever. Melee walker vehicle. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit more professional from the Eldar. They take this stuff seriously.
Alright, so this is going to be have to be the play of the game for ManOfFaith. This is Lawn VP's down to 99.
Look at this double Wraith Lord. I expect that one will be with a Bright Lance, but the VPs are gaining fast.
Across the retreat here.
Might even wipe it.
Pretty close.
Nah.
Very close, but not quite. Quick retreat here from ManOfFaith's going to save him. Rotation up to the top to deny the VP cap as well.
Wraith Lord on the retreat path. Oh, nice nade too. Force him off the VP.
Couldn't have stuck around and capped that one, and still the triple cap continues here for VindicareX, and that should just be about the all she wrote. War truck having to rotate up to the top and get the VP.
Actually, I think there's some upgrades on this war boss. Oh no, that's one of his globals. He used Ard Boys or something. Yeah, I think. I don't know what that bloom is because there's. Oh yeah, so it was a global because they have the aura too.
Yeah.
It's worn off now. Yeah, so that Ard Boys may have actually saved him from not dying to this.
Maybe he's going to be capped here. He doesn't find a retreat though because he's looking at another engagement, so the war's actually going to be taken down here. So our Avenger squad's going to be forced off. We actually have ManOfFaith still in this game.
Yeah, not much time though. He's going for the VP. He will get it there. And he might get kited out. These tank busters.
Yeah, Wraithlord's going to be engaged in melee here. Sluggers have the... have behind him. Another Wraithlord going to be coming in though.
Yeah, tag team will take over. These squads are actually pretty low here. He wants to save this Wraithlord.
Trying to close this game out machine. It's stalled on 6 VPs in the ManOfFaith.
There's plenty of time to repair this one. A lot of VPs. It's just a matter of can he keep it alive. Nice. He zones out. Oh! Yeah, he survived. I like how he went back in with the Wraithlord. It prevented the tank buster squad from evacuating.
It's very close. So 2 VPs in the hands of ManOfFaith now. He's down on 6 VPs compared to the 367 of VindicareX, and Dawn of War is a brutal game when it comes to those victory points. So ManOfFaith's gonna have to stay ahead of the entirety of this game. Although Gates actually denied there.
Yeah, I like how VindicareX is taking his time. He's reinforcing, he's healing, he's repairing. It's all the time in the world here. There's actually not even any power coming in for ManOfFaith, putting another squad of tank busters, which is clever given the double Wraithlord.
Makes sense.
Also, Warp Spider.
Double Sheriff attack as well.
Yeah. Warp Spider is very good at VP control because of the teleport, and even when you combine that with the webway gates, it should be pretty easy for Vindicare to close this game out. He actually has the power blades giving him extra melee damage, and the Bright Lance will pick off this war truck.
Main of these squads going to be forced off, and that should be 1 VP, and potentially the 2 that VindicareX needs to close this game out. Second squad of tank busters moving in now. Could be a little bit too late. They were there in this engagement. It's possible they could have done something.
So ManOfFaith was spread out. He was trying to keep the VP control. He had shooter boys in the south. And VindicareX just got all his troops together and just went for the engage. He may actually lose this Wraithlord here. He needs to get the VP though, because losing the Wraithlords is going to be pretty disastrous for him. He doesn't have the squad advantage to fight without using the vehicle pressure.
Tank busters could be forced to retreat here as well. War boss is going to be backing away. Second Wraithlord actually survives by tying up the tank busters in melee, and there's not going to be another squad there. There's only shooters on this side. It's not going to be enough to take out the Wraithlord.
Yeah, the retreat path is a little bit iffy. The Wraithlords do splash damage.
Rangers with the decap here.
I don't know about that though.
Oh, get out of there. Sluggers engaged, that's a wipe.
The decap was pointless anyway, because what would it matter? There's so much VPs left. Decapping isn't important. The preservation of squads is important. And there's a decent amount of power, so Vindicare, he could go for another vehicle if he wants to. Or does he go for his tier 3, get his D-cannon out? Oh, the tank busters, he may lose it if he teleports forward. Getting wiped is probably worth it with his hero, but no, it must be on cooldown for his teleport.
Yeah, he was. He already teleported.
He's trying to buy time with a special attack. No, he loses his Warp Spider.
Wow.
Oh my god, and this Wraithlord's actually caught in the middle of the map.
Squad of tank busters still on pretty decent health here as well. Going to be forcing off another Wraithlord, takes a lot of damage. To repair both of those, it's going to take a fair bit of time. VindicareX is actually going for the tier 3.
Could this be a throw, Blake?
I don't know, Machine. It's possible. You know how much I hate throws. VindicareX was so close to closing this game out. I'm pretty sure he still has it.
Yeah, probably. That is the thing with double walkers though, is they are very easy to just lose the game once you fall behind and you start losing those vehicles.
Except ManOfFaith actually forced into another war truck here.
Really good VP control of ManOfFaith though. He had the south controlled with his war boss, the north is being capped. He's holding on to these VPs and he's drained about 150 off his opponent.
Yeah, down to 174 now is VindicareX. If he loses another engagement, we could be on.
Yeah, he can't get this. Too late with the Wraithlord. Oh, no. You can't get it! No! He lost the Dire Avengers! Oh my
Hey,
god!
Machine, what am I doing right now?
You're
I am
throwing the
Machine.
game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Because he needs to cancel his tier 3 because he won't have anything to do with it. I mean, what does he get? A D cannon?
I don't
What
know.
else? The Seer Council is too much
anything
power.
before his VP's out, that's got to be the plan now. He's so low on squads.
What he should have done actually is use the I think it's the aspect of the Warp Spider or whatever it is. It's the global. You call in Warp Spiders very cheap. Because the Warp Spiders would give him great VP control.
Yeah, for sure.
They can kite the Warp Boss, they can kite the Sluggers. I think that's what he should do, is just spam Warp Spiders. Warp Spiders are very, very good in general, but especially in this situation.
Doesn't find a nice engagement here. The tank busters are going to be timing this one. They get some crazy DPS down. The war truck's probably going to be taken out, but that's not the big deal here.
Yeah, he's going to lose. The Wraith Lord isn't tying up the Sluggers, the tank busters rather, but there was 2 of them anyway, so tying up both of them would have been a challenge. Brightland setting up. This could be the other Wraith Lord going down too. The Slugger's there to keep the Guardians at bay, the Dire Avengers. That was a good attempt, but great dodge by ManOfFaith.
Yeah, that was always going to go down. You notice he just stopped microing the war truck. Knew that was going to go down to the Brightlands. Just left it. Just really nice. Soga's going to keep chasing this one down. Tank Buster's smart to actually chase this one. Wraith Lord goes for the special attack, but he could buy too much time, and the tank busters could get in range here.
Is that an Ork or Warp Spiders? It's Warp Spiders. There we go.
They go for the wipe of the retreat here under the shooters, but the tank busters still getting shots off. They actually retreat as well. The tank busters aren't going to stick around and try and take out the Wraith Lord.
Nah, not enough damage.
Could this be BVPs though, Machine? No, ManOfFaith has this war boss on that bottom VP. Top VP could be kept in time. The Warp Spiders jump up there.
Only 50 VPs, so VindicareX actually teched for his tier 3 just to go
VPs.
Warp Spiders, so yeah, definitely wasn't his best use of resources.
34 VPs.
He did lose his Dire Avengers before the tier 3 finished, so he could have actually cancelled it. He had about 5 seconds to do so.
Trying to cap the middle now. 19 VPs. I think he's going to get the decap in time. The Warlord is going to be running in for a special, but I think he's going to get there in time. No, he's not.
The North
Top
as
is going
well.
to be decapped as well. So 8 VPs for VindicareX, 6 VPs for ManOfFaith. It's 6 versus 6, in fact. Ticking in the favor of ManOfFaith. He still has a VP capped.
He's going to lose the War Boss, but the Warp Spider, even the Sluggers. Let's see which squad goes down. No, 0 VPs. That is it. GG. ManOfFaith pulls this one back. Yeah, that was a nice game. I think ManOfFaith had fantastic VP control, but certainly VindicareX, a weird strategy. His double Wraith Lord could have worked, but double Walker is always risky. We do see that quite often. Probably the most effective double Walker is when you have Tech Marine, so you have that global repair. But the Wraith Lords are kind of cheap. 100 power is all they actually cost.
So a relatively quick game, but VP's bleeding all the way down to 0. The power of the triple cap there. That game was nuts.
Yeah, that was a great one. I definitely enjoyed that.
I can't believe ManOfFaith actually pulled that one back on 6 VPs.
Yeah, Vindicare, I just think being too greedy, I suppose. You know, the inattentiveness with his squads.
Over eagerness to close the game out, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that'll wrap us up. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this cast. If you did and you want to support the channel, you can do so via our Patreon.
Thank you for joining us.